Hello. So I thought I'll continue a little bit on what I'm calling as movementless yoga, healthy natural breathing. So because these three words, healthier natural breathing, is more something that you can relate with than if I use any other words. So now the reference is a continuation of the previous video I made on certain aspects of the Sri chakra. For example, okay, let's just start like I've not spoken about it before, just setting the context. Over the years, we have two kinds of people in our midst, neurotypicals and neurodivergent people. Yeah. That kind of covers the intellectual spectrum, so to speak, or the nervous types of people. And I say healthy and natural breathing in relationship with the idea of neurotypicals and neurodivergence because Sri BKS Iyengar mentioned about there being different kinds of breaths that our body is made of, that our body functions by. Um, a rough estimation of what he said, the senses, they have a breath of their own. The king of the senses would be the breath, and in a sense. And then if the mind has a breath, that breath would be greater than the breath of the senses. Yeah, in a sense. If the nerves have a breath of their own, then that breath is the king of the other breaths. Yeah, approximate, or the way I remember it, or the way I'm processing that matter since when I last heard about it. This is how it's showing up. I will put the video link where he's actually where you can kind of listen to the actual quote of it by Sri BKS Iyengar ji speaking it. So it's like, like a cow chewing the cud. You hear an information at a point in time, then you digest it, and then there are many levels of digestion. So this is how it is in my memory, in my ways of processing it right now. If the nerves have a breath, then that breath is the king of the other breaths. Movementless yoga or healthy natural breathing talks about or has yoga become possible from the breath of the nerves. Okay. In that context, neurotypicals and neurodivergent people have a relevance. So, there are two kinds of people. So you may be saying, okay, intellectual, they think in logic. And then there are people who think in autism spectrum. They just think differently. Let's consider this to be like the difference between matter and energy. Kind of. So in the intellectual, or rather the neurotypical, we have the intelligence quotient, and that's a range of it. Similarly, if you consider neurodivergent, autism spectrum, there's a range in it. So that's kind of like in our ways of thinking, in our intellectual processes, how we process information. You could say, oh, there are difference in the brain chemistry, but that's also what I'm talking about. How different people's brains, nervous system, is processing information, has a range in it. Neurotypical, neurodivergent. Just like, say, in diabetes, the body processes information differently. Some have insulin, some don't have sufficient, as much insulin as would be required. And then there is type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes. So there are variations from there. So we have a spectrum in our metabolic processes that also then gives rise to lifestyle spectrum. According to the health of our metabolism is also the lifestyle diseases and or lifestyle health options. Yeah. So on that note, let's just stay with the nerves because the nerves, breathing of the nerves may be not so familiar. And we will talk about the matter from the feet up because then we would be more in touch with reality. While it may be a little difficult for us to get a hang of, everything above. So we're not having flights of idea. I'm saying one thing, you're saying another thing. When you're working with the feet, maybe it becomes easier for us to be in touch with reality because we are all having a common ground of Earth. All of us are on the same planet Earth. Yeah. So we'll work from the feet up. And we have the idea of the Buddha's feet. And Krishna Janmashtami is also having an idea of baby Krishna's footsteps. And we're also dealing with carbon footprinting. Yeah. But that's also kind of footprint. We have the idea of a footprint. So let's start the matter of something that we haven't heard of before from the feet up. Yeah. Conveniently, our feet, each foot is made of 26 bones. That's what I saw in a Instagram post. I'm yet to count the bones, but we have that information. Yeah. I will post that video too, because that's another person who's working on very fine details about the body. Yeah. I will post that too. The way I see things, some person at some point discovered the lungs and named it as a lungs, and then we are referring to that as a lungs. Yeah. So we have a lot of names, we have topics, and then we have WHO's list of diseases. So we may be dealing with name challenges. So we could call that as 26 bones, or we could just work with the feet. But since we are kind of a little limited with we need to work with names and numbers and quantities and specifics, we will go with a person or a group of people's reference to how they're counting the body and how they're referring to the body. So if you have a concern with why 26, it could be more than that. You have those options too. But let's work with a frame of reference and then get the whole matter together. Okay. 26 conveniently aligns with 26 alphabets of the English language. Yeah. So 26 plus 26, we have 2 feet, and each foot has 26 bones. 26 plus 26 forms 52. India is said to have 52 Shakti Pithas. Conveniently, we have a point of reference for getting this idea and then being more grounded in the matter. Yeah. When we say Shakti, and then there's this idea of Shakti Sandhana Karo, Sharira Utpatti. So from the feet as a Mooladhara, we are grounded, we are on earth, not flying away. It's taken some time for human evolution, evolution to form human body, where we are standing upright with feet on the ground, the entire vertebral stack upright, head on top, eyes facing forward. That's taken some time. So we might as well start the matter a little more inquiring from the feet up. So it's going to take its own time before we can actually get the matter of 10 vayus. So ancient texts say our body functions, maintains health by 49 metabolic processes. And Google has reference to 5 vayus and 5 upavayus. So that makes it 10. So we'll begin to get the matter or this energy of the matter, energy of the subject into matter, to something that matters. And not just, we're talking about many things, lots of ideas, and to actually begin to get the Shakti Sandhana Karo, to get the Shakti of the matter, 52 Shakti Pitas. Yeah, otherwise we would be like mosaic, information here, there are 52, yeah, to get them all together into getting the matter of what the human body is. From the breadth of the nerves, yeah. So we may be having neurotypicals and neurodivergent, but we have nerves. So we'll work with the common factors. And we'll work from the feet up. Conveniently, Our feet has 5 plus 5 toes. Yeah. Very conveniently, we can work with this arrangement. Yeah. So 26 alphabets of the English language, 26 plus 26, 52 Shakti Pitas. So we can be grounded on the matter. And India is where these 52 Shakti Pitas have been located. That's convenient. Why do I say this? There's this idea of people searching for the Garden of Eden, and then they say people were chased out of the Garden of Eden, and then they were regarded as sinners. And then I discovered people were not chased out. The Garden of Eden took float. India took float, and then joined Asia, and then formed the Himalayan ridges. Yeah, like forming a barrier between not just getting lost in the crowd, but having an identity of its own so we can think further on the matter. And so Earth is a for-profit enterprise in enlivening life in the multiverse. So while we are all wondering about how to bring down WHO's list of diseases, or at least to have a healthy, wealthy, wise life, we have a convenient story of India taking float from the Gondwana land, um, and people thinking that they're all sinners, while we are all on planet Earth, the Garden of Eden. And we have a story that people have been searching for the Garden of Eden while India took float. Yeah. So conveniently, India has this idea of 52 Shakti Pitas and this idea of Garden of Eden taking float. And then people left out and then regarding themselves as sinners while we are all on the same planet Earth. And the only planet, as far as we have known, searching for, that has life. So is the Garden of Eden. Yeah. And what does it take for us to be alive, healthy, wealthy, wise, such that we are not losing life? That would be really being taken out of the Garden of Eden. Yeah. So what does it take to continue to be in the Garden of Eden? Is what these topics are about, these discussions are about. Yeah. The videos that I'm making, the entire works. Yeah. I happen to be in India, but I'm speaking for the human condition. Yeah. For the condition of being human and then becoming healthy, wealthy, wise. So with the language that I have available, I'm set to speak in the language of English because the East India Company, yeah, through the English channel, yeah, more like the English channel, because English has taken a long time after many kinds of colonialization to have the substance enough to be fluid enough, excuse me, to incorporate different languages and then to be able to communicate in many languages because of how the language is structured and how it's formed. So on that note, I will speak in English and incorporate material from other languages in the language of English so other languages make sense. So there has been this attempt to bring together this Tower of Babel. We are babbling in a lot of many languages, but not really making sense. We even have HTML codes. Yeah. And we have some language concerns there. So I will keep babbling the way I understand it and in the language of English. And then I will make my language also made more clearly available. I made a video on it in the list of videos in my channel. The point is to get the universal language of love and life, we would need to work it bottoms up, from the feet up. And language is one of the necessary factors by which to have health, wealth, and wisdom good enough to be in the Garden of Eden, on Earth. We have a space suit for a body. People are talking about, wanting to explore other planets, but they would have to wear space suit to go to those planets and stars, etc. We already are on Earth and have a body for a space suit because it takes something to be on Earth. Otherwise, like other planets, you know, you might be washed out because you need to do something to maintain health. And for that, the space suit needs to be properly taken care of. Okay. So let's talk from the nerves so we don't get nervous and jittery about it. Yeah. conveniently, we have a few images. This is the Sri Chakra that I have been talking about and pointed here. So this is coming from um, Bapna's optical illusion technique for concentration. So I found this during my primary school, and I've been looking at this off and on every now and then, and now it's making more meaning in ways that I didn't know that I would be talking about. Yeah, feet 26 plus 2652. Our feet, if you're kind of if you're going to see this Sri Chakra like the ground zero, like zero, and if you are standing in this ground zero, you're on this ground zero. Our feet, our great toes is facing in one direction, heels are facing another direction. So let's just say our great toes are facing this way, heaven side, north side, and the heels are facing south side, so hell side. In the sense, this would be like how do I say this? Like this. If I'm keeping my feet here, the great toes are facing this side and heels are facing this side. So this is heaven, this is hell, or north, south. Yeah. And I'm showing that this way. Okay. Now, why I say this is this triangle has the heaven side longer than the hell side. Yeah. You see, this is shorter and this is longer as we come from here to here. So this one has it both equal. Yeah. And this has it both equal. The 10 circle triangle also has it equal. You see this? This is equal. This and this. The heaven and hell side is both equal. This one also has it equal. You see? This has it equal. Hell side, both equal. But when we come to this one, the 8 circle, the heaven side is longer than the hell side. So as we are doing the right things, it's like from the dark, we come slowly to the light. And why is that so? It's because the substance of our make, the stardust, gains sufficient substance by which there is another video, okay, by which we come to the light or be visible. Yeah. It's like, and then we go looking at the stars. How I wonder what you are. Until then, everything is dark. The stardust, when becomes of a particular composition, is when there's a light in such a way from the dark. Until then, we don't know, all the unknown. But the visibility comes when there's a shine. Then you go, how I wonder what you are. And then it's about what you're speaking. It's like being in the limelight. Now that you're visible, you better be speaking something that is of value to the other. Yeah. There's another video that speaks about, when the um, sperm meets the ovum. It's apparently when the spirit is incorporating and there's a light. And that video says that's because there's a burst of zinc. Zinc has a Z in it. Yeah. So I posted a video about the language, the alphabets of my conscience. And there is a Z in it. Yeah. X, Y, Z. Z is also the goals, the direction in which you go. So when you place, say, X, and then from the point of the dot of X, you have a Y, a reason for standing up and being in existence. It's like it has two lines, two roads diverge in a wood and I took the one less traveled by. But you need to work with both. Otherwise, you have a lopsided bum. Yeah. And the Z is under the point of X. When the Z is good enough, is when the X and the Y move forward. It's like from the dark, there's raising. And that's when also what I think as incorporation. When we say zinc, Zinc, it's like incorporation. It's like when the sperm meets the ovum, there's a burst of light because they say it's because there's a burst of zinc. It's like the substance me has a certain is crude enough, yeah, and then it's like the DNA has a dextrorotatory helix and has a certain substance by which to keep it together that it is visible because it has a certain energy, and it is a little more incorporated, yeah, to have a certain substance by which to be visible. There's also confidence. I can do this, yeah. So and thereby you have you form better substance. You're incorporating better, yeah, in the life that you have. Till that time, you're kind of like, am I right? Am I right? Am I wrong? So you have all of those doubts and etc. The feet. We will talk another. I'll make another video on the matter. So we're not talking too much. 26 plus 26, 52 Shakti Pita. Nerves of the feet, 10 Vayus. So I'll talk about that. 5 Vayus and 5 Upavayus. All operational at the feet. Now the feet, each foot has 10 points. We have 5 toe tips, 3 points just where the toes are meeting the main of the foot. Yeah, 3 points. Yeah, 3 points. 1 point at the heel and 1 point at the center. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Each foot has 10 points. So to find stability, try connecting with your feet in terms of these 10 points. Yeah. Notice the point, how each foot is contacting earth in terms of these 10 points. At these 10 points, you're likely to experience more stability. And I recommend you going for a walk, paying attention to how your feet are contacting the ground at these 10 points. In the next video, we will begin to a little bit learn about the 10 Vayus. Yeah. We're going to be on the feet for some time. Yeah. So do contact me if this bothers you, or you'd like to work further, or you want further clarity on the matter, or you want further lessons on the matter. I'll be glad to help you with that. Yeah. So I'll pause for now. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Thank you so much for your interest. Good day.